Guys, welcome to a new video. Something cool to show you. We got a Lamborghini Gallardo. So let's unbox it and see what it does. Let's go. Alright, so now that it's out of its box, let's take a closer look. So we gotta cut these things off. Alright. Bam. Last sticker. And now it's unscrewed. But you put this base back. Alright, now let's take a look at it. Now that it's fully out of its box, we can finally take a look at all of it. So looking underneath first, look at that detail. This looks a bit fake, but still quite the detail. All the diff, we have the exhaust. Okay, that looks pretty sick. Let's take a look at the doors. They don't open that much as I thought they would, but hey, at least they're better hinge design. The interior is pretty spot on. The steering wheel works and the steering wheel moves with that, which this one looks like it uses a normal version, not the newer, badder version. I'll show you in a minute. It has that racing harness. It's not real, it sucks, it's just plastic, part of the mold. These are weird mirrors, I gotta say. Let's take a look at the front. Wow, this is pretty nice. Wow, this is actually a pretty decent sized trunk. It's pretty massive actually. More practical than the other ones I've seen. Opens actually, the hinges is really well designed actually. They're more smaller, which makes this thing look much more better than all the other ones I've seen. Okay, so from looking, the spoiler does not open the rear. So how does the rear open? Does it open? Is it locked? Is it painted? How do you open the rear? Does it not open? Please don't tell me. I want access to engine. Please tell me. Please tell me it opens. I'll be sad if it doesn't open. Okay. It does open. Oh wow, it opens quite far actually. Look at this. Focus camera. Camera sucks. It does not focus. It does say Lambo. It looks pretty spot on actually. From real life, this camera sucks now. But that is spot on. Look at this. See my hands through that. It's quite detailed and the hinge goes pretty far. There's an actual lock. So yeah, does it have suspension? It does. The fronts? No. Okay, that's new. Only the rear has the independent suspension. You can see the axles kind of shift around just like a real independent suspension would. It does not have front suspension. That's quite surprising. I can't really see any shocks in it. Is there? No, there's none. This does not move. That's quite a surprise. Okay, well, it doesn't have fronts. The box does say it varies, and this one does. Now time to compare it, of course, to another Lambo. This is my only other Lambo. Okay, so they look actually quite similar. They have the same exact shape, except one is modern now. To me, this Gallardo looks kind of like a modern Countach. Quite surprising. Front opens obviously very different. How did I open this before? Open it. This one opens, backwards. Of course, this has an actual trunk. But of course, this one has the iconic scissor doors. Well, this one over here just uses, the standard. More practical. So I'm going to talk to you about the steering. So this one here uses a actual rack and pinion from what it looks. But some models, let's compare it to something. Of course, we have to bring out an F40 because without a Countach, you can't have an F40. Some competitors, so we have the iconic F40. This one uses a normal steering, very smooth rack and pinion. And of course, we need a modern Ferrari to go with the F40, so we have the 458 Special. And you can see this one uses the different version. It's very hard to steer. It does steer, but it doesn't steer that well, as you can see. It spring loads back. It uses a piece of plastic that bends. That's how basically it works. As you can see, there's stuff in here. But turns out this Gallardo has has quite a huge trunk space compared to the 458. Let's take a look at an old school trunk over here at the Countach. This is its actual trunk. This is even smaller than the rest. And the F40 has no trunk. For obvious reasons. It's a race car. You see it varies. This one does have front suspension. This one does not, which is quite surprising. It only has rear. I almost thought this didn't open. It just has like plastic on plastic. The engine's quite detailed. Same with this Ferrari. Quite detailed, but let me bring out someone who doesn't. So over here we have someone who doesn't have that much detail. And that is the 240Z, or the Datsun 240Z. Yeah, it kind of sucks. A very famous car not having a actual physical block. Maisto went pretty lazy. And this one does in fact use a normal style steering. It does like don't want to turn to one direction. It only turns this way. This tires kind of get stuck, but it does turn that way. This, on the other hand, they put more effort. It's pretty nice, I gotta say. Pretty modern. The more I look at the Gallardo, the more it looks similar. When you just look at the front, short on the front, that roof line is about almost the same length, and the roof has these same arches here with, well, this one has a hump, but this one just has a window, and big rear wing. The rear is also pretty, squared. This one, on the other hand, has only 2 pipes, so yeah, there is a different version that has 4. This only has 2. But you can see the side profile is actually pretty similar. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for this video. See you in the next video. Blah blah blah. The video didn't end. It said end.